When we look at our world around us, we find that some processes occur naturally or spontaneously and others don't. Let's consider a couple of examples. Say I have a building and the ground, and I climb to the top of the building, and if I step off the building, then spontaneously I'm going to fall to the ground because of the force of gravity. But if I'm on the ground, I don't spontaneously fly to the top of the building. So one process occurs naturally, the other doesn't. So we have directions. One direction for this process, me going from the top of the building to the ground, is spontaneous, but me going from the ground to the top of the building is not spontaneous. It doesn't mean it's impossible, it just means it doesn't occur naturally without us doing some work or providing energy. So I can start on the ground and I can climb the stairs to get to the top of the building. That's a non-spontaneous process because I have to provide work in order to do it. But if I step off the roof, then spontaneously I'm going to fall to the ground. If I have a metal rod and if I create a temperature gradient, so if I heat one end of the rod and cool the other end of the metal rod, I can create a temperature gradient by inputting energy in one side and taking out energy on the other side. If I left this rod alone now, the temperature is going to equilibrate. So you know from common sense that the temperature will equilibrate and we'll have an even temperature throughout the metal rod. So one direction is spontaneous, but if we take our metal rod all at the same temperature, you know spontaneously it's not going to create a hot and cold end. So this direction is not natural or spontaneous. So I can create a temperature gradient by, taking a flame and heating one end and putting the other end in an ice bath. Now when I remove the heat and the cold, you know that hot flows toward the cold direction and not vice versa. So one process is natural, the other is not. So these are just a few examples of directional processes. We want to be able to predict if a process is spontaneous. Now these are easy to predict because we can use our intuition and experience. But when we have more difficult chemical processes, then it's hard to just glance and say which direction is spontaneous and which is not. So we need to use a predictive tool so that we can tell which way would be a spontaneous direction.